With a sound that blends driving guitar riffs, soaring vocals, and irresistible hooks, REWS exploded onto the international live circuit in 2017 with a debut album called Pyro, released via Marshall Records. Ladies and gentlemen, to the Mike Rogers Show, won't you welcome with me the leader of REWS, Shauna!
Yay! Amazing.
So Shauna, where are you now?
So at the moment I'm in Bristol. I'm just at home. Just been doing a wee bit of rehearsal actually. Got my bass here.
But wait a minute. When I go to London, I think I stay in Bristol. Is it Bristol that I stay in? Yeah, it's Bristol, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Bristol's great.
I'm gonna be going there. October 25th to November 4th.
Oh, nice. That'd be great. Well, you might even catch REWS on one of the live dates then.
Really? That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Can I get in free?
Yeah, I can put you in the guest list. No worries.
I always ask.
Yeah.
So, tell us, introduce, what is REWS, and can you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, sure. So REWS is an alternative rock band. It's kind of my little brainchild, essentially. And I have a revolving cast of different musicians that come in and play depending on the live show. So it was a two-piece for a long time, but Colette and I went our own separate ways and everything's all amicable. But yeah, this is the way that it is now. And yeah, my name's Shauna, and I kind of started REWS about, I don't know, 2017 maybe. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just like really high energy rock with a bit pop sensibility in there.
Yeah, the Japanese kids like it a lot.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
So I wanted to ask you about this, and I know this might be tough to talk about. So REWS used to be a duet, no?
Yes. Yeah, it was a duo. Yeah.
So why did your friend split? I mean, so I assume that you were the brainchild of everything anyway.
Yeah, Well, I think it was just there was not really any particular reason, and so to speak, but I think it was just we had done we had done the one album together, mm-hmm. and then Colette got offered quite a few other really good opportunities. Mm-hmm. And I think just over the years, I think, people just change kind of perspectives of what they want in their careers. And yeah, we just amicably decided to no longer work together.
Well, I noticed that after your first album, Pyro, came out, that you did Glastonbury Festival, Isle of Wight Festival, Boardmasters. You've toured across UK, Europe, and the US, earning a reputation as a must-see live act.
Oh yeah.
So you guys, okay, so when it was just the two of you, the two of you would tour together, and did you share the same hotel room?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. So do you snore?
No, actually. Another day. We actually, it was quite good. It was we worked quite well. We had a really good laugh together. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was like just the two of us. So there was lots of it was very intense for both of us to try and do everything all the time.
Yeah. I'm sure, like long time ago, way before you were born, I was in a band too.
Oh yeah.
And we used to tour, and it just drove me crazy. Because the bass player would snore like a whale.
Oh really? Oh gosh, well, I was lucky.
It got so bad that sometimes I couldn't stand it, and I would go sleep in the car.
Oh really? Oh
no. And then wake up with
the next day.
My neck hurting or whatever. So now you're doing your solo thing, and actually I think that's much better.
Thank you.
A much better career decision. So How about your parents, your mom and dad? Do they approve of what you're doing?
Yeah, they do. Like both my parents are musicians, but they broke up when I was about 13, so I would probably talk more with mum. But she's they're both really proud of me, I think. But that's what they told me. But they're both musicians in their own right as well. So yeah. So they're very they're happy that I'm doing music. So yeah.
So you started playing an instrument, like the piano or something like that, as a small child, right?
I did, yeah.
How old were you when you started?
Gosh, I think I started playing piano when I was about 7 or 8, maybe.
Really?
Yeah. And it might have been a little bit younger, but I think the funny thing is I enjoyed it, but then I didn't really like going to the lessons for a while, and I cried, so I didn't want to ever go back to the piano lessons. But then I eventually started teaching myself, and my dad taught me a few like chords and stuff on guitar, and then so I was a bit older whenever I actually decided I really wanted to do it. And I think also because my parents were musicians, I sort of, the way when your parents do something, you think it's kind of uncool, let's say. So I was like, I don't want to be a musician. And I rebelled against it for a long time.
That reminds me of a Monty Python episode. I think the kids wanted to be coal miners, and their parents were like, "You're gonna be I can't remember how it went, but it was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, so it's great.
So then you got a guitar, and you started playing guitar. So you started playing the devil's music.
Yes, I did. Yeah, but
my God,
my mom's very into rock, to be honest, as well. So they were happy enough. But
how old were you when you started playing the guitar?
I was 13.
Oh, that's about the right age, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So I was in around then, and then I really wanted to play bass. So that was kind of my main. Like I loved the bass. I just loved the deep sound, and it always resonated with me. But my dad actually encouraged me to play the guitar first, because he thought, from the songwriting kind of perspective, he was like, if you could learn the chords, the bass would be a bit easier for you, so you can always go between them. And that's why I started playing guitar. But I used it more like a songwriting tool for a long time. And then I started playing bass and did a lot of bass playing for people. So yeah.
Wow, so you started playing guitar at 13, and you use that to write songs.
Yeah.
So the first song you ever wrote, how old were you?
Probably about 13. Well, actually, no, that's not true.
Can you sing that song for us now?
I probably could. It's something like it was called Girl Next Door. I need my acoustic, but the lyrics were like, "'Cause when I heard about you, I cried to the girl next door," something like that.
Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice.
But actually, my first ever song I had written whenever I was a kid, like when I was about maybe 5 or 6, and I have 3 younger sisters, and I always had this vision that we would all be in a band together, the 4 of us. So
like the Monkees or something like that, right?
Yeah. So I had called our band the Snappy Sisters. So that was the band. That was the first band I was in, and I don't know if my sisters actually were even aware that they were in the band as well. But yeah, I wrote a song called "The Rock and Roll Girls," and it was inspired by the Chipmunks back in the time. They did like a little rock thing. So it was like, "We are the rock and roll girls. Oh yeah."
That's a good memory,
Yeah, it was really good.
When I was a little kid, I thought, and this is like when the Beatles and the Monkees and stuff were around, I thought that rock bands were brothers and sisters. I really did believe that. And they all lived in the same house, and they all wore the same clothes, and they all went everywhere together. So you kind of had that. What are your sisters doing now?
None of them really do music, but they're all creative in their own way. So one is a beautician, one is a hairdresser, and the other is an accountant.
Wow, counting money, that's really cool.
Yeah, she does actually love it. As a child, she also used to, she was like, you know, Scrooge McDuck with all his little coins stacked up.
Yeah.
Loads. Like, so if we were saving up for anything, like in the little piggy banks, she would take it out every Saturday and like count all the coins. And yeah, that was kind of like destined that she would be an accountant.
So you started REWS in 2017 with your friend?
No, it was actually just before I met Colette, I started REWS. So I actually started it. So I went to an artist residency in Cirencester. And at that point, I decided I just wanted to get a fresh slate from all the other musical projects. And I came up with REWS. I started writing the first EP and recorded it with a guy called Rocky O'Reilly in Belfast. And
familiar, that name.
He's an amazing producer, record producer, basically. He's amazing. And I loved working with him, had the best time. And I just had some friends from Northern Ireland who jumped in to play drums. And then I had the EP and then went to London in search for the drummer to play with me, like to make the project into a band. That's kind of what I wanted. And then that's whenever I found Colette. So REWS had already kind of been going for a little bit before Colette came on board.
So the name is Colette?
Her name was Colette.
Colette. Oh, Colette.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Colette. Colette.
Yeah. That's it. Colette.
That's right. So you're originally from where?
Ireland.
Okay, that's why I can understand you very well. There's a lot of Irish teachers at this big school over here, and my kids all went there.
Oh, cool.
So, but you're living in London now, you said? Sorry.
No, I live in Bristol now, but I did live in London for a while.
Wait a minute, isn't Bristol London? I thought it was.
No. So maybe you don't go. Yeah, it's like way over in the west coast, like so east, and Bristol's over the west. But it's not too far away from London. It's only really about 3.5 hours away.
Okay, that's not where I stay then.
No.
Bristol.
No. Oh, you might maybe Brighton. You're thinking it's not too far.
No, it's got a name that starts with B. I know that. So that cuts it down to about 5 million towns.
There's a lot of places that begin with B. I'm just trying to think. Oh, no.
So you guys toured the U.S., Europe, and you went to Spain, and you went to Shanghai?
Shanghai, yeah.
What did you go to Shanghai for?
So we played at Music China conference.
Yeah, how was that?
It was really cool. Yeah, we had a great time. It was with Marshall. So REWS were signed to Marshall Records for a long time. I'm not with them any longer. All's good there. But yes, we used to. They basically had a. And then very kindly took us with them to showcase REWS as well.
Wow.
So,
How about the Chinese audience? Are they different?
They were really supportive and very receptive, so it was brilliant. It was good to see people actually, really engaging with the music. And they wanted to get nice pictures and stuff, and it was great.
Wow. I went to Hong Kong for some music conference a long time ago. I can't even remember what it was. Midam.
Oh, Midam. Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have it in Hong Kong, but I don't think they do it anymore.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you were nominated for Planet Rock Magazine Best New Band.
Yes, that's right. It was a while ago.
What year was that?
I think it was 2017.
Oh,
2018, maybe.
This is a proper contest. You really were a new band.
Yeah.
So what was it like? I mean, did somebody just call you and say, "Hey, you're nominated," or how did you get into that contest?
Um, I think it was more that Planet Rock when they were putting together their end of year kind of champions that Ruse came into the mix, and it probably was something to do with our promotion company and also potentially our label as well.
Mhm.
So the thing is, we just got an email through to say that we've been nominated, and we were like, "Oh wow, this is really cool." So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it's really cool.
So probably your record label or somebody arranged it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Did they have to pay a bunch of money to get you guys? I mean, just to submit. You
I'm
know.
not sure. I don't think so. I'm not sure because I think that they would do this kind of thing anyway. I don't necessarily like. I mean, I know that there is sometimes instances where you do put money forward for these things, but
Mhm.
I think in this instance, it's probably more that they just want to champion new and upcoming bands for that particular
Yeah.
radio station. So I don't think there would have been any money being exchanged in that
So
instance.
so in Japan, I run the Japan Indies Music Awards.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Amazing.
We just had our um 2003 show. It was about a week ago,
Oh, cool.
and
That's awesome.
what it is it's a club. There's like 300 people there, and then we give awards to like people who submit videos.
Hmm.
We have like 3 bands that play, and
Cool.
entrance is free. Everything's free. Well, the drinks aren't free, but how much? This is just a question for me. How much would you, if you had to pay to join a contest? How much money do you think is fair or good? Do you think like $20 is too
Oh, I
much?
don't know.
$30?
Good question. I don't really know because, yeah, I've always had a funny thing about that kind of thing. Like, I think the competition aspect sometimes makes me shy away from things because
Oh,
you could become like a bit more like comparative with people. And I think, we've got a lot of that online anyway with social media and whatnot. People sometimes, mental health wise, people can then start to compare themselves and then they put themselves down. But I say this, but then, there are some instances where, like, yeah, I think, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think because obviously you want to get recognition for your work as well.
yeah.
Uh, but I don't know. I'm not really sure if I would. It depends on what it is, I guess. Like, it depends on what the award would be and what you'd be putting yourself forward for.
Now
Uh,
we give out trophies.
yeah. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. I suppose if you're putting money towards that kind of thing,
Yeah, well,
um,
also everybody gets in free, so
yeah,
have to pay for the club.
yeah, that's true. You have to pay somehow, don't you?
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah,
this
sorry,
has
I'm
been
not
great.
here.
In this, I'd like to end part 1 now, and in part 2, I'd like to talk to you about how you got 10 million streams, and
Yeah, yeah.
how you're on BBC, and you have a new record coming up, right?
Yeah. Album number
Wow.
3.
I want to know all about that, and I want you to tell me about that, okay?
Oh, no worries.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, big hand thank you to the leader of Ruse,
Thank
Shauna. Hey, thank you, Shauna.
you. Thank you.